soccer. She played soccer right here.
Kathy Sherlock's daughter Kayden grew up outside Philadelphia.
She was just loved. She was loving. She excelled at everything.
Kathy left Kayden's father when their daughter was about a year old. Was he abusive toward you?
Yeah. He smashed me in the face with a Playtex bottle, like at close range.
Several times, she says, he tried to strangle her.
He held me up against the door like that here. And I remember being like, this is it. Like, I'm going to die.
Kathy says she was afraid to file police reports, but years later, when the father pushed for joint custody, she wanted the family court judge to pay attention to his history of violence.
I said he needs to be supervised until he can get help.
And what did the judge think about that idea of supervised visitation?
He just ignored it.
In May of 2018, the judge in the case issued a custody order, acknowledging that when questioned about the multiple incidents of violence, aggression, and illegal behaviors, father did not express any remorse or regret, nor did he accept responsibility for his conduct. But the judge granted the father unsupervised visits. Less than 3 months later, Kayden's father beat Kathy's little girl to death, then took his own life.
How many people did I have to beg for help? How many people did it take? And it didn't work.
A judicial misconduct complaint about the judge was dismissed by a state panel. That judge has called Kayden's murder a tragedy that could be utilized as a teachable moment for the public. And the court told NBC News the decision in the case was made in compliance with Pennsylvania law.
His parents are going through a bitter divorce. He lived here with his dad, we're told.
Sadly, across the country, children have died following custody battles.
So a mother there accused of killing her own 3 young children.
Accused of drowning the boy during a court-ordered visit in October. His mother says those visits should never have happened.
These issues are about people.
Judge Ramona Gonzalez is a family court judge who's fought for change in Congress.
This is so hard to understand because you would think that if a child's in danger and might be abused, of course a judge wouldn't put the child in that situation.
But you have to prove that the child is at risk because you have a constitutional right to be a parent. Family law is based upon parents being able to equally parent their children.
When there are allegations of abuse, she says lawyers sometimes advise parents not to even bring it up.
There are lawyers who will say, we're not going to mention the abuse because you can't corroborate it, and it will impact the judge's view on your credibility on other issues.
Because the judge might then see them as a problematic parent who doesn't want to cooperate?
Correct.
Do you think bringing up the physical abuse worked against you?
It absolutely worked against me.
In Texas, Michelle, whose last name we're withholding to protect her children's privacy, fought her ex-husband for custody of their 4 kids, arguing he was violent. A family court judge granted the father primary custody.
Has he been physical toward the kids since he's had custody?
Yes, he put a gun to my oldest daughter's head. He pulled the trigger and then laughed, saying it was trigger practice. Her words to me
were, with no bullets in it?
There were not bullets in the gun. But he pulled the trigger and she did not know that there were not bullets in the gun. She said, "Mom, I thought I was taking my last breath. And then I realized I was still breathing."
Okay, no thank you.
Michelle's ex-husband declined to speak with NBC News, but told investigators he was cleaning a gun and never pointed it or threatened his daughter. In court transcripts, he says he never laid a hand on his ex-wife. And a sheriff's report concluded the children had changed their story multiple times about the alleged gun incident after a CPS investigator said they were coached. Michelle is adamant she's telling the truth and trying to protect her kids.
What is living this like?
It's a nightmare. Because there's no way to help them.
You're thinking that these people are going to help you and listen to you, and no one listened to me. Nobody helped me.
Kathy Sherlock started a foundation called Kayden's Corner to support other parents still fighting for custody. When she's exhausted, she remembers her little girl.
Who am I to quit? That little girl would have done anything to be here. If she would have given it up on me, I'm not giving up on her.
Kate, what do advocates like Kathy want?
Lester, she's pushing for a state law named after Kayden. If a court found a parent was an abuser, any visitation would have to be supervised. It also requires more training for judges. Tomorrow, we'll look at what's being done to try to change the system, Lester.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.